92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second date update is going to be an interesting one. We don't get a lot of requests from people who haven't seen somebody in a long time, but every once in a while we do. And Nova is on the phone today for a second date update. The guy she wants to call, she went out with over a year ago.
Whoa.
Almost 2 years ago, it says. And her reason for wanting a second date with the guy is definitely something we've never done on this show before. I'm not going to tell. I'll let her tell it. Nova, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Not too bad.
Very curious.
What's the name of the guy you want to call today?
His name is Craig.
Craig. And you went out with him like almost 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was a little over a year and a half ago.
And were you the one that didn't call him back originally?
Yes.
Why?
Okay.
Well, I felt like we had a really good date, and we ended up hooking up, but I was like in this phase in my life where I was kind of dating a lot, and I kind of felt like he really liked me, and I just wasn't ready for that.
Oh, I totally know
Okay.
that
That makes
feeling.
sense.
You don't
Now you're
want a
ready.
relationship.
Now you're ready for it.
Kinda.
I would hope so.
Or open to it at least,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I have sort of a different motive for wanting to reconnect.
what's your
Okay.
motive?
So after I ghosted him and blew him off, a little bit later, I found out that I was pregnant.
What?
Oh.
Wait, with his kid?
To be 100% honest, I can't say for sure.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
So there's a
Craig.
couple people that it could be.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is
my.
dramatic.
This isn't just a date. This is a life.
At the time, because I didn't know and I was sort of ready for it, I decided to do it on my own. So I have a beautiful daughter,
Oh
and
my gosh.
now that she's getting a little older, I'm kind of curious about her genes and where she comes from.
So she's
Okay.
almost 2. No, wait. Year and a half.
No, she's not even a year yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do the math of conception to now.
I'm already
Okay.
trying to solve the mystery.
So now you want to call him and tell him that he might be the father and ask him for a date.
Yeah. How does that
Well,
work?
this is how I was hoping you guys could help me. So when I do the math, Craig is the most likely father.
Okay, and what are the odds here that we're talking? Like 80-20?
It's like 30-40, but he's the 40.
Okay.
You're the most sure.
So,
So you're the most positive about him.
a little
Right.
bit better than 1 in 3 chance that it could be him.
I don't want to freak him out and tell him, like, you might be a father. So I was hoping you guys could just set me up on a second date with him. And then if it goes well, I could, like end up at his apartment and steal like a strand of hair or a toothbrush
Oh, wow.
and then figure out if he's the father and then tell him.
Okay, so you want to try to steal some of his DNA. Not the DNA that got you pregnant,
you
some
already did
other
that.
DNA.
That's a terrible thing to spring on somebody unless you're sure. And I don't know any other way to find out.
Okay, so you want us to get you a second date with him so that you can end up back at his place and steal something of his so you can take it to the doctor and see if he's the father of your kid.
Well, maybe I could like cheek swab him while he's sleeping and bring it in. I just don't want to bother him with it unless it's him.
Oh,
I can't
wow.
decide if this is like, it feels wrong, but I don't know if it's wrong. Like, if you're a guy, would you rather just know the upfront truth? Like, hey, there's a 1 in 3 chance you may be the dad. Do you want to get tested? Or do you want someone going behind your back and
Yeah.
trying
I
to
don't know.
go detective on you?
Just the somebody asking me, hey, or saying, I think you may be the father. Do you want to get a test? I would flip out.
Would
Like,
you
Yeah.
say
oh my
yes
God.
or no?
Oh, I'd say yes to the test for sure, but you'd instantly assume and you'd instantly be like upset. I see what she means in that sense.
So here's the thing though, Nova, if we get you a date with him, would you actually ever think about dating him?
Yeah, we really connected. I just wasn't in a place. And then, God, like, what do you call him up and say, I'm pregnant, it might be yours? I was in a weird situation.
Yeah.
Well, now it's even worse. I've
Yeah.
already had the baby and it might be yours.
But what do you, I mean, are you going to tell him that you have a kid at all on your second date?
No, I'll probably just save that if I can help it until after I find out if he's the father.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so
wow.
the goal here is get you a second date
Huh.
so that you can steal his DNA.
That sounds so bad, but it's for the good.
Yeah.
For
When you
good.
say it like that.
Okay,
Ah.
well, we'll do that. We'll play a song and then come back and call him and get your
Wow.
second date update, okay?
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
There's a lot riding on today's second date update. It's Brooke and Jubal in the
Ooh,
morning.
yeah.
If you're just joining us, Nova is on the phone, and she wants to call a dude named Craig. They actually went out about 2 years ago, and... Hey, Nova, did you guys hook up that night?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering, because Nova had a baby not that long ago, and she thinks that Craig might be the father. So, yeah, okay. My detective skills tell me that you guys hooked up that night.
Yeah, normally one step leads to this last step.
And Nova wants to ask him out on another date, not necessarily because she really, really wants to see him again, but she wants to see if she can go out on a date with him and get back to his place so that she can take a toothbrush or something and get it DNA tested because she thinks he might be the father of her new baby. There's a couple other options, but Craig is 40% probably the father. My question to you, though, is you don't want us to say anything about you trying to steal his
No.
DNA to get a paternity test, right?
Obviously.
No, I don't want to freak him out for no reason. Like, imagine somebody telling you that. Like, I'll never get on a date with him.
Yeah.
I want to make sure he is the father before I lay that on him. So I just want you guys to set up just a nice second date.
Okay.
You have good intentions, I know, but the only question that I have is, have you actually already contacted him and he's just not getting back to you? Or is this the first time we'd be reaching out to him in over almost 2 years?
No, I haven't reached out to him because I don't know how to explain why I haven't been in touch in so long.
Okay.
Okay. So you haven't even tried to go out with him again. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to dial his phone number right now. And then, I don't know, I guess I'll just say, hey, life got in the way, she's busy. Because you're the one that stopped talking to him. He didn't even stop talking to you.
And life did get in the way. Life.
Yeah.
I mean, that kept her busy for a while.
That's fine. Anything you need to say to get me a date.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm dialing his phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Craig, please?
This is C.
Craig, how are you, man? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who'd you say this was?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
A radio show.
Uh-huh.
Did I win something?
No, not yet. You might have. I'm calling you today because we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them after, they can email us to get you on the phone to try to figure out what happened. And we got an email about you the other day.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You been out on any dates recently?
No, not in a long time.
Okay. You go on a date about 2 years ago?
Almost.
Random.
Almost 2 years ago.
Maybe?
I need dates and times of all of the dates you've been on in the last 3 years, just to make sure we're safe.
Are you guys messing with me right now? Because
No,
Like-
I'm not.
Well, that part
We-
he was kidding about, but
We got an email from a girl named Nova. Do you remember Nova?
yeah.
You went out with her probably about 2 years ago. Do you have a good memory of who she is?
Yeah.
Sounds like you don't at all.
You sure?
you remember her.
I remember Nova, yeah, but I mean, we went out on one date and then she kind of ghosted me.
Yeah, she told us that, and she feels bad about that. She's actually thought about you a lot since then, and so she emailed us to see if we could get a hold of you and ask if you'd go out with her again.
So let me get this straight. She emailed you, and now you guys are calling me on her behalf 2 years after we went on our date
Yeah.
Yeah.
to ask me out on a date.
Yes. A lot can happen in 2 years. You're not, I mean, you said you haven't been on a date in a while, so you're not like, you don't have a girlfriend or anything now, do you?
Actually, no, not right now.
Okay.
So that's good timing.
I'm just kind of curious as to, like, why she's calling me now. Because, like, I tried calling her.
Were you mad after she ghosted you?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't happy about it. I thought we had a good time.
What she told us is that she just wasn't ready for a relationship. And I mean, I think that maybe it scared her almost a little bit, like that there was potential between you guys.
Okay, so it seems a little weird to call somebody up after 2 years. like
Yeah.
she thought about me after all that time. It just doesn't.
It proves that she's been thinking about you a lot.
Yeah.
You know what, Craig? Why don't I just let her tell it? Because she's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Good idea.
Are you serious?
Yep. Hey, Craig, it's a blast from the past. Nova is on the other line. Nova, are you still there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, Craig.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I've been good. I heard you're single now. That's cool.
Can I ask, like, why you blew me off in the first place?
I know that back then I didn't do the right thing. I really liked you, and I could feel that you really liked me too. And I just felt like I wasn't in a place in my life to give what the relationship could have deserved.
Right.
I know that I should have at least said something to you, but I just didn't know what to say. And, it was the wrong thing. And I'm sorry. And I was hoping that you would go out with me again.
So you didn't feel like it back then, but now you do feel like it.
Right.
You know how it is, Craig. Like, you might stop talking to somebody, and then you just get this feeling in your belly, like, oh, man, I got to talk to him. Like you just think about him, you get butterflies, you get funny feelings in your stomach, and then you think about him for a long time, and then you might reach out to him later. I think that's just what's going on here. She's been thinking about you for a while.
Doesn't want you to get
I
away.
think that we went on one date, and the fact that you're still on my mind could mean something.
Well, I mean, if it was like a week later or like even a month later, but like 2 years and you don't even reach out, like I called you, I texted you, and you just like you could have at least been decent and you could have just told me that you were in a different place or something. You could have just told me that at the time.
Right.
I know. I did not do the right thing. And I know it's only been 2 years, but I have matured a lot and been through a lot. And I mean, I think about all of the guys that I've dated, and there have been a lot. And you were the nicest, sweetest guy that I came across, and I just felt like I had to take this chance and reach out.
So you dated a lot of people. Does that mean like you hooked up with a lot of people?
Wait. Is that a bad thing, Craig? I mean, you guys weren't dating.
I don't know. Like somebody goes out, they start dating a bunch of people, and then they just want to go through the cycle again. Like I don't want to just be somebody that just gets used and disregarded.
You don't want to be like a booty call every 2 years?
2-year booty call?
Yeah.
If it helps, it's been over a year since I've dated.
And Craig, I mean, you got to give her credit. She admits that she handled the situation wrong. Mm-hmm. She didn't try to like play you and bring you down a path and then dump you. Like, you got to have some respect for her there. I mean, I know it sucks to be ghosted, but she's owning up to it.
Yeah, like, is there a problem? Are you seeing somebody else, or?
I mean, honestly, no, I'm not seeing anybody. I was dating somebody for a little bit, but we broke up a couple of months ago, so like, I'd be interested in catching up and seeing what's been going on, over this last year with you.
Oh, you would?
Good.
That's good.
Okay, well, Craig, I'll officially ask then, would you go on a second date with Nova? We will pay for it. Just the date.
Yeah.
Just the date.
Yeah,
I just got
Oh,
that.
yay.
I mean, yeah, we did have a connection that night, I felt, so I would be interested in seeing you again and see if it's still there.
Who knows? Maybe this one could end up like your last one back at your place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on a second. I never told you guys that she ended up coming back to my place. Did she tell you that?
Yeah, she told us that. She said that, like you guys hooked up the time you went out. And it was so good, it stuck with her all this time.
Yeah, I mean, did your number change or something? Like, you want to text me or call me and we, like, figure it all out?
Yeah, I have your number. I gave it to the radio station.
Oh, right, duh.
All right, sweet. Well,
oh, my God.
then,
We did it.
Congratulations, Nova. You got your second date. Craig, I think it'll be cool for you guys to reconnect,
Good luck.
Oh, my gosh. And you guys have to give us an update of how it goes.
Please, God, yes.
We will.
Okay.
All right, Craig. Well, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you talking to us, and good luck on your date.
Yeah, have fun.
Thanks.
All right. All right.
Bye.
See you. Okay, Nova.
Oh my God.
Shut
You're
up!
in there.
It's
You got your
happening.
date.
We did it.
Now you have to promise us that you'll give us an update if
Yeah,
you
tell
get
us how you did
his
it.
DNA and get a
Yeah.
paternity test done. Okay.
I will.
All right.
This is
Seriously, you have. If I see you on Maury Povich before this show, I'm gonna be so mad.
Oh my
I would never.
Brooke and Jubal.